Sky Blues Fans TV.
Third in the
For
league
the
this season.
fans,
We promised you there was a couple of sort of more than one.
Well, good evening and welcome to Sky Blues Fans TV. And tonight the show is partnered with BC Radio. I'm Miles Cadden and I'm going to be joined by our guests very shortly. Just want to say a big, massive thank you to everyone in Ipswich who entertained us this weekend. We've had a great weekend, got back this afternoon. It's been absolutely amazing. So big thank you to all the Ipswich fans that made us feel very, very welcome up there in east of England, and it was absolutely fantastic. But tonight's show it's a special show. It is partnered with BC Radio.
Online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
Now, let's get one of our guests on. He's a regular now. He's one of the team. And this show is going to be 3 up front. And at the moment, we've only got 2 up front. But we've got Claudio. Good evening, Claudio.
Evening, Miles. How you doing?
All good, mate. All good. How did the launch show go yesterday?
It was fantastic. It was a really good morning, actually. Really enjoyed it. I've never done it before, so a bit nervous, but we got through it. And a couple of little glitches, but all good. We had almost 30,000 listeners, which is incredible.
Wow. 30,000, what, throughout the day?
No, that was just our show. So that's just brilliant.
Wow.
Brilliant.
So just your one show was 30,000.
Yeah, I think the girls who came on afterwards, they were getting close to 40,000. So that was incredible. Incredible. So
wow, that's unbelievable.
I know.
That's unbelievable.
That's a level we're going to have to try and keep at. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got the third partner of the 3 up front for BC Radio. It's Ken. Good evening, Ken.
Evening.
How's it going? All good? Safe journey back?
No, long journey back. Didn't get back till 5 o'clock, mate. So very tired. So
that's the problem if you go that far.
Took us 2 hours 2 hours 30 to get back this afternoon. Not like on the way up there to Ipswich, which took us nearly 4.5, 5 hours. So it was a bit of a nightmare of a journey going up there. But so tonight's show is in conjunction with BC Radio, 3 up front. This will be airing on the radio on Wednesday night. So look out for it on all the radio internet channels, and you can just tune into BC Radio anytime. And we've even got our own shows. And Claudio opened up the channel yesterday. Ken did his show, and I did mine as well, which was great. So what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about Coventry City. We're going to talk a little bit about local sports. We're going to talk about the FA Cup draw and the European Cup draw for the Euros next year, and just see how it goes. And if we want to have a moan, we're going to have a moan. So, but first of all, we'll get on to the game. We're in a lovely club called the Labour Club in Ipswich, and team news come through, and there was a load of Ipswich fans around us, so I know very, very well. And we all looked at team news, and all of our heads went, ugh, like that, Claudio. We all just went, ugh. It was awful selection. You were sat at home in the dry and in the warm. What did you make to the team selection to start with?
Well, I missed the actual announcement because I was still doing the radio show, and on the way home, I was listening to CWR, and they read the team out, and my first thought was, who's going to tackle? Who's going to win the ball in midfield? It was just seemed so lightweight. I just did not understand why he changed the team. is a bit radical, really, to what we've been doing the last 3 games. And I just thought, we're not going to win the ball. I can't see anybody putting a tackle in, because Eccles and Sheaf are okay. They're not really ball winners, are they? I don't think so, anyway. Ayari definitely isn't. Allen isn't. And you've got O'Hare. So basically, there's no ball winner in there. And you've got a bloke sat on the bench. Latibaudiere could be sat there in front of the defence, winning the ball, possibly. I was disappointed with the starting lineup. So I wasn't surprised with that first half performance, basically. It was poor.
Yeah, and Ken, you were with me in Ipswich. It wasn't great, was it, that team selection?
No, it wasn't, mate. To be honest, it's very shocking because it surprised all of us at the time. I mean, we were all looking at each other and saying, what the hell's going on? Why is he changing a winning team? But it's not the first time he's done that. So, in a way, it's not surprising because he has done it before. But I just don't understand why there was vital changes there which he made, which probably cost us the game, really. At the end of the day, he didn't put Sakamoto on, who's been absolutely brilliant in the last few matches. And he's gone with Arani, who hasn't hardly played, bizarrely. And he's gambled on O'Hare, on his fitness, which surprised me as well. So it was nice to see O'Hare back at the end of the day. We all want him back. We want him fit, because we know what a danger he is. But I don't think he's quite ready yet, and we've seen that on Saturday. He was nowhere near his best. So maybe he's not quite ready yet. So I think Robbins, I think he made a mistake, to be honest, by changing the team. Simple as that. And I think the majority of supporters, if you ask, coming out of that ground on Saturday, would probably agree and say he shouldn't have changed a winning team.
For me, for me, it felt like Norwich last season away when dropped Gyökeres and Godden and played Walker. And it's almost like he was saying, well, we're not going to do that well. We'll just give players a rest. We'll give the game away. And last season, we did that twice against Norwich, where we played a weakened team. We lost both games, yet we ended the season above Norwich. I don't understand the attitude. I just don't understand it at all. I watched a game today, Man City, Tottenham. Now, I realise it's Premier League, but it's the attitude of the two teams. You got the Tottenham guy. They've gone there with a team with 10 players missing, basically, and he's still kept to the same formula of just having a go. He gambles, he gets a 3-3 draw. Now, we could have played an attacking team on yesterday and still lost 2-1. But at least it feels like you've really had a go. And I just feel sometimes we give the impetus to the opposition, basically. And that first half killed us. I know it was only 2-1. Godden misses a penalty, whatever. It makes no odds. We didn't deserve anything out of that game yesterday. That's how I felt about it.
But bizarrely, we could have, if the penalty had gone in, and we scored that late goal, we could have got a draw, couldn't we?
I know, but they would have stepped. The second half, they sat back the whole second half.
Yeah, they did, which surprised me, to be honest. It just surprised me, their second half performance. I thought they would come at us a little bit more, but they didn't. So, yeah.
I mean, for me, we suddenly found a formation that the new players could play. We switched to flat back 4. We changed the keeper. We looked a lot more solid. But yesterday, he changed a way that our players have started to find a way to play. I didn't get it at all why he changed it. And I heard his interview. And he said, he goes, well, I picked the team with the resources that I had available. Well, if Sakamoto's on the bench, surely he's fit enough to start the game. And if he does start him and he doesn't last 45 minutes, then obviously you take him off. But I don't get why he changed something that had started to click and started to work. And it had started to work. And Sakamoto came on and he tore them apart. Absolutely tore them apart. And I just don't understand the selection. I really don't. we'll carry on talking just a sec. We've got a little bit of a video clip as well about the penalty. We'll talk about that because that's a massive, massive decision. But we'll just come straight to that in just a second.
Online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
So this penalty decision, Claudio, you sent me a video yesterday. We're going to show the video, and it's Sakamoto's penalty. Now, he did get a clip. He did get a little bit of a clip, but he dived after he got the clip. If you look at the clip, but we've got the clip, but we're going to show you the clip. Here we go. Now. Is it a penalty or not? We've got some comments coming in. All right, we've got some comments coming in. Let us know. What do you think, guys? Do you reckon it was a penalty? Claudio, you don't think it was a penalty?
No, it was a soft one. If that had been given against us, would have been fuming. I was surprised he gave it. And when he did give it, you think, oh, we've got a lifeline here from nothing. But I mean, I'd have been disappointed if that was against us, put it that way. I mean, ask the ref. Yeah. We've got one here.
Yeah. Ken?
Yeah, well, my first thoughts, yes, penalty. Now I've seen it again. I have seen it again previously. I agree with you, Claudio. I think it's very soft. And if we had it against us, I wouldn't be very happy. I don't think there's quite enough there for a foul. It's not quite enough for me. He goes over too easy. And okay, we get the penalty, which is great. You know, we don't get many penalties, so I'm not gonna moan too much about it. But I'd be disappointed if it was against us. You know, the other way around.
Now we have got some comments coming in on this. We live and die in these towns. Good evening, mate. He says not a pen for him. He went down way too easily. But then we got Cov Andy's come in, and he's gone, yes, a pen. He left his leg in on Tats, which is why I said I thought it was a penalty, because he did stand on him really in a way, and then Tats fell down after as he pulled his leg out. So yeah, a mixed reviews there about the penalty. Now their second goal was unbelievable. It was absolute world beater. I mean, did you see that, Claudio?
I did, but I will say, I mean, they started the move down their end of the pitch. There was no pressure on the ball whatsoever from their goalkeeper all the way to the other end. Jamie Allen has made an attempt outside their box to start with. Then he's run the full length of the pitch, and the guy turns him. I mean, he dummies him so easy. It was poor defending all round. I mean, fantastic finish. But as a team, there was just no pressure on the ball whatsoever. No pressure. And that's what was disappointing. Yeah, it's the fact we're not... The energy levels seemed really, really low. And I think at this stage, if we want to get ourselves up the table, we've got to keep working. You have to work. I mean, I mentioned those two teams earlier today, and what I noticed was when they didn't have the ball, they just worked extremely hard to get it back. And I just felt there was no energy in that midfield. And when you got O'Hare and Ayari as well, who, you know, they weren't tracking back, they weren't doing anything. It was just very disappointing. So Wildy, it was a great shot and everything, but at some point, someone's got to get a foot in. You know, it can't be allowed to happen.
Yeah, Ken, your view on it?
Yeah, I probably agree. To be fair, I mean, what more can I say? And at the end of the day, I thought the overall performance wasn't good enough. I thought we played a lot better, and it goes back to the changing of the team. I think, you know, we shouldn't change the team. I think it's changed. It changed the what players we're used to in the last few matches. We're just getting a great momentum's a big thing in football. If you get a bit of momentum and you get your results together, a lot like Ipswich are doing, it can take you places like we seen last year. And I just think that result on Saturday's stopped the momentum again, hasn't it? By him changing the team, So, I just can't understand why he did it. But that's he's obviously seen things that we haven't seen. There may be other reasons that we don't know that he's changed the team for that he hasn't said, but he hasn't come out and told us. But it's just very, very surprising, and it's a very disappointing result at the end of the day. And I just think we should have, if we'd have played this, I personally think if we'd have stuck by this team that we had for the last 3 games that have picked up 7 points, I think we'd have given a much better account of ourselves than we did on Saturday.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Now we've got Ian Pimlock coming in. He says, "Fed up we didn't perform yesterday, but trust in the process as I feel Ipswich are where our team will be next season." Now we sat around with a load of Ipswich fans over the weekend. We've had a cracking weekend. They've made us feel really welcome. And to be honest, I personally myself, apart from the West Brom game where we probably should have got something from it if it weren't for the referee and linesman not doing their job properly. I think that they're the best team I've seen this season so far because, like you've just said, Ken, the momentum keeps you going, doesn't it? It feeds into the team. You breed confidence.
Yeah. It is confidence, isn't it? Confidence is a massive thing.
Don't you? Yeah,
confidence is massive
huge.
In football. Yeah, and any team with confidence, as we've all seen, any team playing with confidence, no matter how good your players are, if you've got confidence, you do things that you don't expect people to do, and you take players on and you take a bit of a gamble if you like. And that's what we were doing last year, and we did great at it. And I think that's what Ipswich are doing now. They sort of, as you say, they remind me a bit of like we were last year, the way they're playing. Yeah. And we had a good chat with the Ipswich fans afterwards, and they were fantastic. To be fair, they looked after us, and we had a great weekend down there. And I was very impressed with them. I was very impressed. And I think they'll be there or thereabouts coming into the season.
But they didn't win the league, though, did they? It's Plymouth who won the league last year. And
no, that's right. They didn't. That's right.
And Sheffield Wednesday only finished a couple of points behind them, and they're awful. And Plymouth are okay. Yeah. So they've obviously done something during the summer to improve even more. The guy in charge it's an attitude thing. Basically, they've come up and just carried on doing what they were doing. Whereas the other two teams, one Sheffield Wednesday have really got a squad, whereas Plymouth have gone cautious. Basically, they're great at home, rubbish away from home, as we've seen, even though we struggled to beat them. But Ipswich have gone for it, haven't they? They just carried on doing what they were doing. Fair play to them, really. I mean, personally, I still think they'll get caught. I still think their squad isn't. They may get caught by Southampton and Leeds because of the fact they've got money and they can spend come January. But apparently this guy Ipswich has got some cash as well, and he's got Ed Sheeran. So
they have got money. They're talking about improving the ground and everything. So they have got money. They definitely got money out there. Wes has come on. He said an Ipswich fan told him yesterday that if the team that ended the match had started, Cov would have won. They did take the foot off the gas a little bit, but to be honest, I said last night, I think that game yesterday, they were very, very in control of that game. They were really in control and could afford to take their foot off the gas, I thought, to be honest with you. Nation Radio, come on. Good evening, Miles. How's the head? I'm all right, mate. I'm fine. I've had a little snooze this afternoon. I'm absolutely fine. Didn't get to bed till 3:30 this morning, but it was really good. Just saying good evening, boys, as well. Good evening to you guys. Glenn Watkins, come on. Who's right, Godden and Sims out of your 3? Who's who? Go on. Who's who?
Who wants to
I'll be Matty Godden.
Oh, great. I've got a message from Mark Harrington who says it's like watching the good, bad, and the ugly.
Brilliant. Cheers, Mark. That's nice of you. Oh, I don't know.
The other thing is, Ipswich concede early goals this season. They're one of the worst teams in the league for conceding the most goals in the first 15 minutes. Yet we didn't do anything. That's why I thought we'd come out a bit guns blazing, have a go at them. And within as soon as they scored, I thought, with our record of not coming from behind, that's it. That's game over, which is pretty sad, really, if that's how I'm thinking, after only 6 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, tonight's show is in conjunction with BC Radio, so you can tune into BC Radio anywhere on the internet. Get yourselves over online and listen to the new station. This is 3 Up Front. This show is called in partnership with BC Radio. And Claudio, Ken, and myself, we do have our own shows. And Claudio, tell us a little bit about your breakfast show.
Well, it's basically breakfast show. Get you up in the morning, 9 till 11 on a Saturday. Pre-match breakfast show. So you can listen to me in the shower. You'd love that, wouldn't you? And I'll be playing just some nice hits, basically. Get you all in the mood, hopefully, for a good Saturday. And I'll be hosting it with Liam, the station manager. We had a good crack yesterday. It was good fun. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, good stuff.
Excellent. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
So, we are going to now talk a little bit about non-league. You've got some stories for us, Claudio.
Well, I have.
What's been going on over the weekend?
Not a lot, because Solihull Moors game was postponed. So I made an announcement yesterday to say, best of luck to the lads. Solihull Moors playing away at Halifax. And 5 minutes later, I had to say, sorry, lads, your game's postponed. It's called off. Walsall were going to play the cup game, I think, at Alfreton. That was called off, local match, obviously. So there wasn't a lot, really, in terms of National League either. So a lot of games were called off yesterday, which is a shame. But, so not a lot to report from the non-league scene this weekend.
But Coventry made a statement. They've said something about Nuneaton Borough.
Yes, they're going to allow them to play the I think it's the FA Trophy. They're going to use our ground, which is a very generous offer. And it's taken everybody by surprise because they're doing it for nothing. So it'll be interesting. I don't know how you feel about
that. Do you know what? You do have to help these teams out. It is a nice gesture, but I think we've just spent about £1 million on a football pitch, and it's going to have 2 games being played on it, one after the other, and I'm worried that something's going to happen to the pitch, especially with non-league football. The way they play football, I just think it might damage our pitch that we've worked so hard to get a carpet that is perfect for playing the style of football that we want to play, and we're going to give it to a non-league team. But it's a lovely gesture, absolutely lovely gesture, and fair play to the club. Real, round of applause to the club.
So I'm confused then. So we own the pitch, but we don't own the ground. So who decides how they come into the ground then? I mean, surely
I think we own the. We're responsible. Well, I don't know. We own the pitch. We're responsible for the pitch. I think that's part of our contract. We're responsible for the upkeep of the pitch, and it's part of our contract. We don't actually own it. I think we're responsible for the upkeep of it. I think that's a deal because they've got their own groundsman on there to make sure the pitch is up to scratch, and so we don't have a situation like we did. At the start of the season, that time when the pitch had a load of concerts on and it wasn't ready. Now they've got staff there that 24/7, if you like, that are looking after the pitch all the time, employed by the club, and and CBS have also got the groundsman as well. So they all work together as a team. So I think that's the difference. We've now got our own team responsible for the pitch where before we didn't.
Yeah, so did they approach the CBS first and say, can we use your ground? And the CBS say to us, can they use your pitch?
Yeah, well, they probably approached Coventry first, and Coventry got actual permission from the owners of the stadium, CB, obviously, and then the owners give the okay, and they've gone back and said yeah. So, which I also think is a great gesture. You know, you've got to help your local teams out. It'd be interesting because they're playing the game after us. So we're playing on a Friday night, they're playing on the Saturday. So you might get a few extra fans up there, Coventry fans who are not doing anything on the Saturday.
You know what they should have said, the club, I don't know if they have, they said, if you've got a season ticket, you can go in free on the Saturday if you want to go and watch the Borough play.
Yeah.
Get a crowd up there.
That would have been a great idea, to be fair.
It's 15 quid. Is it 15 quid, I think, which is normal. I mean,
something like that, yeah.
It costs that to go and watch Leamington play. So it's not cheap to watch any football now.
Yeah, and I think if I think they will get a few extra fans up there because Coventry are not playing. I think there'll be a lot more go up because Coventry got a lot of fans that live in the Neaton and Bedworth area, so they're not be doing anything on the Saturday, so they might as well come and support their local team as well. So, and I might even go up myself if I'm not doing anything. I might pay a visit up there and watch them myself. So it'd be interesting because if I'm not doing anything on a Saturday, then why not?
It'd be interesting to find out somebody from the Neaton actually how they've gone from selling the ground. They had houses built on it, which I actually worked on, and then they've got another ground, and there's this demise. It's such a shame because they've got a really good history for a non-league club as well. It's really, really a big shame.
I think it's a lovely gesture.
It is.
You know, and at the end of the day, we're helping a local team out. That I'm sure that if we were ever in that situation and they had a big enough ground, that they would do the same for us. And we know what it's like travelling around to different grounds, look at Northampton and then look at Birmingham. So it is a nice thing to do. I'm just worried about the pitch. We've worked so hard after last season to get a pitch that is Premiership standard, to then having another team, coming on and maybe churning it up. So so we live and die in these towns rather another football club, football team play on the pitch, opposed to the egg chasing.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. I'd rather have a football team, than a rugby team because we know how much damage the rugby team can cause. At least it's playing football. We know, it's going to be. There's not going to be a lot of divots and stuff in the pitch like there normally is when they play rugby.
Yeah. We've got Deborah Whitehouse says, "Good evening, chaps." So good evening, Deborah. Great to see you tuning in again. Don't forget tonight's show is in conjunction partnership with BC Radio, and the show is called 3 Up Front. That's myself, Miles Cadden, Ken Stewart, and Claudio. Now listen, guys. FA Cup draw today. I was driving home, got a notification. We're at home against Oxford, but there's some tasty ties in there, aren't there? And the big one.
Yeah, I mean, how about the
Sunderland
North East Derby?
Newcastle.
The North East Derby, yeah.
That's a big one.
Derby. That's going to be huge, isn't it?
That's a plum tie, isn't it? That's a plum tie, I think.
Very big. Yeah.
I know Arsenal.
Anything else stand out?
Arsenal, Liverpool.
For you?
Yeah, Arsenal, Liverpool, as Claudio says.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one as well.
I mean, the local teams, you got Blues are at Hull, Villa away at Middlesbrough. They could travel on the same train, couldn't they, almost? They could. The Villa and the Blues fans all travelling together to that side of England.
They'll switch the dates for that, though. They'd have to switch the dates for that, wouldn't they, for one of them?
I would have thought so.
TV will get involved.
I mean, I'll tell you what, there could be a shock at Watford because Chesterfield are going there and they're doing really well in the National League. You normally find you get the shocks, don't you, when you got a side non-league are doing well. And Watford, they won't play a strong team, will they? So that could be a bit of a banana skin. There's not too many. I mean, that's it really. It's a bit of a strange draw. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not one of these who wants a fancy away game. I'm not bothered. because I just want to get further in the, into the rounds and see how far we get. Because the more we want more games, don't we? I'm just worried that we're going to play Oxford at home, and you just know already he's going to make about 7 changes, and it's the chances are we'll probably lose. That's what's happened the last few seasons, because all the team gets changed.
But we need a good cup run, don't we, Ken?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously it generates money, doesn't it, for the club, and transfer kitty for Mark Robbins. So, and excitement for the fans. We're well overdue a good FA Cup run, aren't we? But it's whether Robbins puts a strong team out. I'd have hoped he'd respect Oxford, play a decent team, don't make too many changes, like he has done in the past, and just get through the round. And you never know, you might get a big lucrative draw in the next round, TV revenue and all sorts. So you just don't know, do you? You need a little bit of luck in the cup, and if you get a little bit of luck with a draw, then you could go far. So nobody knows, do they? That's the luck of the draw, as they say.
But every club, like our club and Birmingham, even Villa, Wolves, West Brom, or even the little minnows, like Solihull Moors, they went on a good run a couple of seasons ago. You need it, don't you, for your cash flow, Claudio?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's extra cash, isn't it? We got to. I mean, last season he was on about he wants to have a good cup run, and then he puts out a weakened team. He did it in the Carabao, and then he did it against Wrexham, and that was just terrible, wasn't it? That game against Wrexham, and that's what worries me, because Oxford, they're third in the table at the minute, and they're going well. So this would be it's going to be a tough match. It's not going to be easy. I just feel if they want to go through the rounds, they've got to put out not a half decent team, a 3/4 decent team at least. I don't think you can risk it at all.
No.
And we do need the revenue still. I mean, last season we charged £10 for adults, 7 was concessions from memory, and the kids was next to nothing, I think. It'd be interesting to see what they do this season, because they do like taking money off us at the moment, don't they? So
Doug King does, yeah.
Yeah, and we did. And last season you got 10 points, didn't you, on your ticket? Or I think the Derby game it was 20. I think they gave us 20 points for that, didn't they? One of the cup games.
I think so, yeah.
So I can see people buying tickets and not going. If they're a tenner, just to get 20 points or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, just talking about tickets, actually, it was a big discussion yesterday in the club between us and Ipswich about Leeds United. Our tickets go on sale tomorrow for Coventry versus Leeds, and I know other teams in the local area have got the same issue, especially Birmingham and West Brom. About Leeds, I mean, it's going to work out to about £47 a ticket for an adult, 23 quid for 18-year-old, and they want you to take your passport or your birth certificate with you to prove that it's your ticket and that you're that age.
Well,
that's for the age. That's for the that's for the age concession tickets. If you've got a concession ticket, you need to prove that you've got that concession, whether you're over 65 or 60, whatever it is, or under 16 or 18. Yeah. If you just purchase a normal adult ticket, then it's fine. You don't need.
It's getting daft. It's daft, isn't it?
It is. We're having to charge Leamington Warwick Supporters Club. We're having to charge £76. Obviously, that's your ticket and the coach travel.
76.
Well, yeah, because it's £47 for the ticket. God,
I wonder what the taverns are going to be.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, but currently I've no passport because it's expired, and I've lost my birth certificate. It's true. Well, I sent it off. I've never got it back.
But you don't want to take your passport or birth certificate to a flipping football match.
Right.
Surely not. It's pathetic. Why can't you've got a driving license that's got your date of birth on it? So why isn't that good enough? It's just going mad, isn't it? It's going absolutely mad. I mean, even the Ipswich fans, they said that Leeds tried to do what Leeds done to us and negotiate your pricing and tried to knock them down on their category of their game. And Ipswich said no. It's just wrong, isn't it? It's wrong, isn't it? It's wrong completely.
It is wrong, and I'm glad we didn't in the end, but because they know they're going to sell. Leeds will bring. They sell out their end. They'll sell everywhere they go. Normally they sell out, don't they? So we know we're going to sell all the Leeds tickets will be sold anyway, regardless.
Yeah,
but it needs to be sorted out. A bit of a shambles, really. The ticket prices, and they're way too expensive for Championship football, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I've been sat here today thinking, am I going to go? I don't think I want to spend that sort of money for a ticket. I love our club. I love going and watching them. We have great weekends. We have great days out. I just don't know if I want to spend 40 odd quid on a ticket to go. Yeah. So let's get some more comments. Let's have a little look in here. Josh Tisdale, good evening, Josh. Seen you down at Ipswich yesterday. He's come on and said the Sky Blue, talking about coaches, Claudio, the Sky Blue Tavern needs to sort out a proper time for the tavern coach travel. I don't know what's going on there because I haven't been on the coach this season. So you'd have to talk to the Sky Blue Tavern about that one, Josh. But thanks for your comment, mate. Mark French has come in. He's gone, why did Robbins change the team? The Brighton snail is useless. I like that. I like that, definitely. Do you think he's useless, Ken?
Who?
Snail for
Ayari.
Ayari.
Oh, well, I don't think he's useless. No, I think that's a bit unfair because he's obviously got some sort of ability because he cost £5 million. And if Brighton spent £5 million on him to bring him in, then he's got to have some sort of pedigree, if you like. So he's only 19. So he's one of them players I think will get better. But at the moment, he's not quite the finished article for us. That's my opinion. I think it will get better, but we haven't got time to sort of wait for him to get better, have we? We need a replacement for Hamer sort of now, don't we?
Yeah.
It was a wrong signing at the time, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
We had 2 weeks to get somebody in once Hamer was going. We brought in Kitchen. Fair enough. We probably needed more players at the back because at the time we're playing 3 at the back, and Mark Robbins did say we need 5 central defenders if we're playing 3 at the back. And really, we should have got in some experienced midfielder in. I think there's a comment further up about box-to-box midfielder. It's exactly what we need, but with experience. It's there we go.
We live and die in these towns. Personally, thinks we need to bring in a solid box-to-box midfielder in the mid-season window. I think you agree that we definitely do need something. We need something in there. Now, if you want to get in touch with us, get in touch with Sky Blue Fans TV. You can. The email is going across the bottom of the screen at the moment. But if you want to get in touch with BC Radio and have your say, like all the comments coming in tonight, send us a message at studio@bcradio.co.uk. That's studio@bcradio.co.uk. This show tonight is in conjunction with BC Radio, and I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. And if you haven't heard the station yet, head over there on all the internet radio station channels and just type in BC Radio, and you'll be able to hear the shows. And also, can you do it on Alexa now, can't you, Claudio?
Yes, you just ask for it, and it comes on. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Was it Alexa Borsal Common Radio, isn't it?
BC Radio. Just ask for BC Radio.
Yeah,
and it comes on.
Excellent stuff. Let's get some more comments coming in then. Wes says O'Hare was very poor on Saturday. Ken, do you agree with that? Yes or no?
O'Hare, yes. Well, he's not up to what we expect at the moment. He's nowhere near fit, is he? Well, not to the standard we expect, and I don't think he should have started. He's probably a couple of weeks away at least, and we need to get the O'Hare back that we know, and that wasn't the O'Hare we know, and we've seen over the last couple of seasons. So yeah, he was poor. Yeah,
it's going to take time though. It's going to take time for him to come good, isn't it, Claudio?
Oh, definitely. It's he had a bad injury, and it will take time. I mean, the formation he played on Saturday might have been better doing that at home against a side not as mobile and quick as Ipswich. He put the pressure on that. I mean, yeah, he took a gamble on Saturday, and it just did. When he changed it at half time, he knew he'd made a mistake.
Yeah.
But he didn't come out and say that, did he? After the game,
No.
he said he had to change things. He didn't actually say it was a mistake, but it definitely was.
Oh yeah, I think he realised he made a mistake, but I didn't like the excuse when he said that, I put a team out with the resources that were available. Well, if you've got players on the bench that started the last 3 games and they're on the bench, they're fit enough to start the game. And I don't agree with, I just don't agree with what he said. And I still say he got a get out of jail card against Plymouth last week because he took Sakamoto off, and Plymouth came on top of us for 10 minutes, and we were lucky not to come away. We were lucky to come away with 3 points, I think, on that night, because I think Robin's got away with one, and he made an excuse, said Sakamoto took a little bit of a knock, but nah, it didn't. I just think he made a massive mistake yesterday. Ian Pimlock's come in. Good evening, Ian. He's gone paper ankles. I think that's what he means about Ayari. What do you think it is about Ayari, Claudio, that he just doesn't seem to like to want to put a challenge in? Is it his age, do you think?
I just don't think he's physical enough. He's not that type of player. He's probably a number 10, isn't he? I think the idea is people got to get him the ball and he puts it through. But the Championship, it's a bit fierce at times, isn't it? You haven't got time to dwell on the ball. I noticed a few times on Saturday he tried to do something a bit too clever, and it's not going to come off. You need to get at your feet and get it out and move it quick, because if you don't, you get clobbered. And he was getting clobbered, or he wasn't even getting to the ball. It's just passing him by. I just felt, in some ways, it was unfair to play him, really. He's hardly played in the last few games, and he shoves him in a game like that. Yeah, I thought it was a bit rough to play him, to be honest.
Yeah. Wes says here, 1,000,000% not a penalty. Look, we got it and we missed it, so it don't really matter. So, talking about the penalty, should we have a look at it?
If we have
let's have
to,
a little look. Yeah, let's have a little look. Why not? There you go. Missed it, hit the bar. Wow, unbelievable. Yeah,
including the friendly. That's 3 penalties he missed in a row now.
Yeah.
Do you think they should change the penalty taker now in the next game, Claudio, or do you think you should stick with Godden?
Well, he might as well. He's not scoring at the minute, is he?
Yeah.
No. No, definitely not scoring. No, he isn't.
I mean,
definitely
I was just trying to think who else would take the penalties in the team. I mean, Hadji's scoring, isn't he? And Sims, I think, probably takes penalties, and I've got probably someone like maybe Ben Sheaf, something like that, midfielder.
In that penalty shootout, Josh Eccles and Ben took good penalties, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they
were excellent.
Penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, he went all that time not missing the penalty, and now he can't flipping score one. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And when in the past, when he stepped up, he just thought he's going to score this. He didn't bother looking sometimes because you knew Matty would put it away. But he's missed the last 2. I think he scored 11 in a row until this season. So it's a shame, because normally you'd bet on him scoring, wouldn't you? And he went for power. I think he went for power to make sure, and he hit the bar. So it was
never mind.
Disappointing, yes.
It's one of those. So Edebal's come on, a very soft penalty, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. I think that he did leave his leg in a little bit, but we got the penalty, but we missed it. But there you go. Alan should have put a challenge in. Yeah, he's I don't know what happened there Saturday. It just didn't really. I don't think any of us turned up on Saturday, but I don't know. We just got to move on now, and hopefully we get 3 points against Birmingham. We live and die in these towns. The issue I've noticed with us is more often than not, we don't press as a team. Individuals press from time to time, but if we were going to press, it needs to be more as a team as opposed to individuals. And he says that's the issue that he's noticed with us. Do you know what? We were talking about this yesterday, weren't we, Ken? We said very similar to that, didn't we?
Yeah.
They stopped.
They
stopped at the 18-yard box.
Whereas before we used to have Big Vic and Godden or whoever was playing up with him, O'Hare, Jamie Allen pressing high, didn't we? All the time.
Yeah.
And forcing defenders to make mistakes, if you like. But they just gave it too much time on the ball yesterday, didn't they? Yeah.
Way too much time. Way too much time. What else we got here? We got Wes says Ipswich players worked so hard when they had the ball, yet ours stood and watched. Yeah, I did see that a little bit.
I probably agree with that. Yeah.
Well, not being funny, but Cheryl came, my wife, with us yesterday, and she came to the game. And fair play to her, she enjoyed the weekend. She come out with us all. She had a good crack. And when she come out the ground, she said, "We were terrible." That's from someone who doesn't go to a lot of games, not into football as much as we are. But she said, when we come home, she says, "I've had a great weekend, but the game was terrible. The performance was terrible." That's coming from, that's coming from someone that doesn't go a lot. You know what I mean? So it shows how poor we were for her to say that, because she's seen us last season a few times. She's seen us. That's her first game this season so far. But for her to say that, that's massive, isn't it? It shows how far we've stepped back. We've not gone forwards. We've gone backwards. Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I took my lodger to the Plymouth game, and although we scraped the 1-0, he enjoyed it. He thought we did all right in parts. He enjoyed the game. He said, as he put it, the only thing we can't do is make the chance in front of goal, basically. He said, but we thought we played okay. And I've took Caroline to matches before, and she's been pretty honest and said when it's been bad and when it's been good. It's interesting going with somebody who doesn't watch it regular. I mean, I took her to Burton Albion last season for that Carabao Cup match. That was terrible. And then the games,
worst game ever.
I know. Yeah. And then we've been to get other games where it's been really entertaining. Although at one point I did tell her not to laugh when we played Swansea last year and we were 3 up and it went back to 3-all. I said, "You're not meant to be laughing." But yes, it's frustrating, and we got to. I mean, you got to put it behind us, but it's pretty hard still. 24 hours on, isn't it? It's just a horrible performance, and we can't afford that on Friday. Simple as that. We're playing a team who are doing worse than us, really. They may be above us still, but under Rooney, they're showing nothing. And we have to get a win. No draw, win. We need to win that game.
Yeah. We've got to. I think Friday is the only game we've got now until after New Year that we're going to get any points from, because if we play like we did on Saturday, I can only see us getting probably 1 or 3 points over the next 4 or 5 games. I can't see it any more than that, to be honest with you. Nation Radio's coming. He says they have no stars. They play as a team and have played together for the last 2 years. Yeah, it's like what you said, Ken. They looked a bit like we were last season, didn't they? Where we'd had a team together for 2 seasons.
Yeah, I was very impressed with them. I really was impressed with Ipswich. I thought they worked hard and they worked together as a team. Everybody knew their job, very much like we did last year. And I think they'll be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. I really do. And I just hope we can get back to playing that way as soon as possible.
It's frustrating because when you listen to Mark Robbins last night, he was talking about Connor Chaplin and saying how it was his regrets. He didn't want to sell him, and apparently he was sold for a small profit. And to me, that sounds like he was sold against his wishes, like quite a few players under the last reign, to balance the books, basically. Because when he brought him in, he made a massive effort to get the lad in the first place. Michael Dore praised him when he came in. And I liked him. I liked Connor. I thought he was a good, busy player, but he played him as a striker pretty much to replace McNulty, didn't he, kind of thing, basically. And he wasn't that kind. Obviously, he's better as a number 10, a deeper player. And he looks really good now. It's just a shame that we'd had a previous owners that if they could make a bit of a profit, they got rid of somebody. Dom Hyam is another example of that. So it's weird because while Robbins had his hands tied behind his back, he seemed to be doing wonders with peanuts. And I think this is what the frustration is now, is that we spent so much money and we're not going to see that money again from player sales because the players we've got in now are worth nowhere near Hamer and Gyökeres. So to me, we've wasted a good part of £15 million on two players if we can't get anything back on it and they don't produce. So it's going to be, it'd be interesting this window because I have no idea if we've got any money to spend whatsoever. If we can spend, I don't think we have, to be honest. I'll be amazed if we spend money in this window. I'll be absolutely amazed. I don't know what you think, Miles.
I can't see us spending any money in January. No, I don't think Doug's got it. I don't think he's got it for January. I think there's something fishy about the Hamer deal. I think there's something in that deal. We haven't spent that money yet, and I think there's a reason we haven't spent that money. I think he's going to come back at some stage, and we're going to give them their money back. That's how I see that deal. There's just something fishy about it. There's just something fishy about that deal. It just doesn't sit right. But I can't. If we're going to sign anyone in January, I think it would be loans. It'd be more loans than anything. I think Ayari's got to go back. Definitely got to go back. I think Binks ain't getting a look in. I think he'll go back. And we'll find someone else, some little gem somewhere that we'll sign on a loan. I can't see him spending money, really. Definitely not.
We had two keepers on the bench yesterday as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
What's going on? What is going on? Two goalkeepers. We've got players who are playing in the 23s.
Yeah, I don't know whether the Martin Winch asked
no, he didn't. About. He didn't. They don't ask the tricky questions anymore.
because I'd like to know. I'm sure there's a youth team player out there or a youngster that could have sat on the bench rather than the goalkeeper. I'm sure there was. We must have had somebody available and fit and available, even though they weren't going to use them, rather than the goalkeeper. To have two goalkeepers doesn't look very good, does it?
There's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know, and I'm telling you now, I don't think it's good. I don't think there's something going on behind the scenes. I don't think it's good. I really don't. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. Does that sound daft? It just doesn't.
Yeah. It'd be interesting unless we know any more information. But it doesn't feel right. You're probably right. It doesn't. Maybe not quite right. Where's obviously he's messaged in and he said Fad's dropped out last minute, so that's why they took more. So maybe they didn't have time to get somebody else in. I don't know. But obviously Fads would have been in there. But I think he had personal issues and he's dropped out of that squad at the last minute.
So Solomon Moore play centre half then. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand. Ben Wilson can play out. Apparently. I just, it's almost like they paid for a hotel room and might as well use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
definitely.
bizarre.
Now listen,
Yeah.
And listen, everyone, tonight's show is partnered with BC Radio. If you want to get in touch with the radio station, it's studio@bcradio.co.uk. This is the 3 Up Front show for BC Radio. And we're just talking generally about our team, Coventry City, local teams. And we're going to bring up a little bit later on about the Euro draw, because that was done as well last night. I want to show a couple of photos, if I can, from the weekend. I'll describe them out there. So, first of all, if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets for the players' meet. It's down at Dillon's this week on Tuesday night, the 5th of December. Get yourselves onto their Twitter page. Book your tickets. There's still some available because it's at Dillon's. So, please don't go to the tavern this week. It is at the brewery this week. So, it will be good, but wrap up warm because it might be cold. Although the last time we did it there, it was quite warm. So, so just be careful. Make sure you have got something warm on because it might be a little bit cold. But there are still tickets available for that. Now, we have been away this weekend. We did a live show from the hotel, the Penta Hotel in Ipswich. There's the team there. We've got Tony on the left. We've got myself, Miles Cadden. We've got Mark White, who lives in Ipswich but is a Coventry fan. He travels home and away games. Chez is in there. Ken Stewart's in there. We've got Lee Sparrow. Now, Lee, I've got a picture to show you of Lee in a minute, but that's Lee, and he's an Ipswich fan, and he does go to Cov games. He was at Millwall the other week with Mark. Mark took him along, and he's been to a few games at the CBS as well, and he's a cracking lad, absolutely cracking. And then we've got Mark Harrington in the front holding the badge up there, which is absolutely fantastic. And the hotel was great. Now, Lee got a little bit drunk yesterday. He was on the sherbet from about 12 o'clock and he went home about 11 o'clock last night. And when he got home, his wife sent us a photo. And this photo is Lee when he got through his front door. He collapsed. So the photo is showing Lee at his front door, collapsed on the floor. Seriously, I've never seen any. I thought, I've seen people drink, but Lee, he was an absolute monster yesterday. So yeah, he fell on the floor. And then I got a lovely picture of all of us. We're inside. That was the club, wasn't it? We go Isaac's first. No, that was the club as well, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're in the club, the Labour Club. There we all are. I've even got Sheza look to wear a Cov City shirt. What's that all about? I can't believe that. But she had to wear the two-tone one because it is her favourite. And there we all are. We got the lads from Wales as well, who travelled up. So they're there. You got Craig in there, and then all the Ipswich fans behind us that we all knew, and we're just sitting around having a few beers and a little bit of a sing-song. It was great, really good. And then you've got the flag that Mark takes to every game, Ipswich Sky Blues. We all stood outside, had our picture taken, and it was absolutely it was a cracking weekend. We've got a picture here of us outside the ground. There's Ken, look, pulling funny faces. Mark's at the back. Tony's there. Shannon's there. Shannon's Mark's daughter. And then when we went out last night, Ken, we got a great picture of the ground, didn't we, with the fog?
Oh, yeah, look good. Good.
Oh, this is lovely. So this is it last night with the fog. We were going out and they were still on at 7 o'clock last night, those lights. And it just looked absolutely fantastic. Travel lodge next to the ground. And there it is there. Look, it looks real picturesque little photo. That is. I like that one. That's probably my favourite one of the weekend, to be honest with you. So there you are. Let's get some more comments coming in, shall we? Let's have a little look. Ralph Wiggins has come in. My heart sank when I saw the team for Ipswich. You're not the only one, mate. All of ours sank as well, to be honest with you. Wes has come in again. He says, need Latty in the middle to win and fight for the ball. Yeah, he can play there, can't he, Claudio?
Oh, well, he plays there for his country. He's a solid. We need a bit of strength, don't we? And I think he'd be ideal for that position.
Yeah. I reckon he would. Ken, do you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think he's had enough game time, to be honest. He should be given a lot more game time, I think, because he's a quality player, and I'd like to see him played in his correct position.
Yeah. Catty Cads has come in. Glad to see you back in one piece, Miles. Yes, it was a penalty, but should have scored it. It was crucial. It definitely was. Oh, we got Paul in from Gran Canaria. Good evening, Paul. Hope everything's okay out there, mate. I did see that you had a bit of a rainstorm the other day, didn't you? I seen it. You put a picture on Facebook, and but Paul is a singer and DJ out in Gran Canaria. So I've known him for quite a while. So good evening, mate. I hope everything's all right with you all out there. Cobb Andy says Oxford's not going to be easy. They are doing well in League One. I think you said that, didn't you, Claudio?
Yeah, they are. They were top until about a month ago, but they're third at the minute. But yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, they're a good side. I mean, we played them in the past, obviously, when we were down in League Two and that.
And Wes says, I just hope the most memorable one was when Dabo scored 2 own goals, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely, without doubt.
Hope he doesn't play a week. So let's talk a little bit now about the Euros. Have you seen the draw, all of you?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
So Group A, Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Let's have a little prediction for the crack, shall we, on all these groups? Who's winning that group there, Ken?
Germany winning that group. Claudio, do you agree with that? Can't rule that.
Who else is in it?
So Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland.
Oh, Germany, yeah.
Who
Germany, Scotland's
do you
the
think
first
comes
match.
second? Who do you think will come second?
Switzerland.
Yeah, Ken?
I don't know. I think Scotland might surprise a few people.
Yeah, I reckon they will. They've been
Miles,
on
look at his surname. Look at his surname.
Who?
Stewart.
Who?
Ken Stewart. He's going to go for Scotland.
Oh, yeah, of course he is, yeah. Group B, Spain, Croatia. Oh, Claudio, Italy.
Is that the reigning European champions, of course?
Yeah.
I think Spain will win that group comfortably. And I think Croatia is Italy's bogey team, so that's a tough one. And the Croatians will have a good following in Germany, so I think we'll miss out. But I think it may be that the best third place gets through. There's some sort of
there is.
There isn't there, so they could sneak in the third place scenario. But the top two for me, Spain and Croatia.
Yeah. Okay. Ken, you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I was going to put it the other way around. I was going to go Croatia, Spain.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Croatia might win it.
Right. Group C, Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Ken, come to you.
England and Denmark for me.
England and Denmark. Claudio?
Yeah.
Well, if Italy's group is the group of death, this is a group of sleep, isn't it? I mean, what a dreadful group for the neutral, really. I mean, there's no glamour matches there, is there? At all.
No.
I mean, England will easily top the group. They'll win all 3 games. They should do anyway. And I think, I'll go for the Serbians to finish second in that.
Okay.
They've got some decent players.
And Group D, this is one. We've got 3 groups. And this confuses the hell out of me. We got Netherlands, Austria, France, and then you got the playoff winner of the playoff A.
So that,
I don't know who's in that playoff.
I think Wales might be in that one, but
Sure.
I mean that's France and Netherlands anyway, isn't it? Really, it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Really,
Yeah.
to be fair. Oh, here we go. Playoff semi-final. So in playoff A is Poland versus Estonia and Wales versus Finland. What would you think
Ooh.
on that?
I think Poland will get through that lot.
Poland?
Yeah,
Ken?
Wales
Yeah.
aren't good.
No, I
Yeah.
think, I probably agree with you there. The Polish got a good team. Yeah, they've got a good squad.
Okay. And then we've got Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, and Romania. I'm just looking at Slovakia's flag to Slovenia's flag. They're very, very much the same. Different shield, different colour. And then
Yeah.
the playoff winner of playoff B, which is Israel versus Iceland or Bosnia versus Ukraine.
I think Ukraine will get through those matches, and I think they'll come in.
Yeah.
They'll probably finish second in that group, to be honest. With who else was in there?
Let me get it.
Belgium, was it?
Belgium, Slovenia, Slovakia, sorry, and Romania.
Yeah, Belgium and Ukraine. Ukraine to get through, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken?
Yeah, I think Belgium will win it.
Yeah.
And Ukraine, I probably agree with you there because they're going to be the strongest two teams in that group, I think.
And then Group F, Turkey, Portugal, Czechoslovakia, and the playoff winner of letter C. So let's have a look who's in that one. Georgia versus Luxembourg, Greece versus Kazakhstan. All that.
That's mad, isn't it? I think it's Portugal and Turkey, surely, regardless of who
You would
else is
think
in that. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'll probably agree with you there. Portugal definitely to win it, I think. Yeah, Portugal and Turkey, I think.
For me,
yeah.
this the Euros next year, everybody fit. If England, if they're managed by the type of managerial, well, the way Southgate manages, I don't think they'll win it. If he adopts the attitude of Postecoglou, where they just let the players, you can play football, England could easily win it. They got so many good attacking players. I said that when they played Italy recently, that I couldn't see Italy laying a glove on England, and England won comfortably in the end because they got decent front six. And I just think you just got to let them off the leash, basically. If he doesn't, then I think the French will probably sneak it.
Yeah.
Apparently,
we're favourites, I think.
Yeah, well, quite rightly, they got the best goal scorer in Europe. I mean, you got Haaland, but to me, Harry Kane's up there. You know, this guy has gone to Germany. There probably doubters about him, thinking, "Oh, he's just, he might struggle to, to move on basically in German football." But he's taken it by storm, hasn't he? And you got Jude Bellingham in Spain doing ridiculous things at the minute at the biggest club in the world, which is fantastic. Local lad as well, absolutely brilliant. It's what is he, 19, 20 still? It's just ridiculous.
Amazing, isn't it?
If you can't win a tournament with those two in your team, there's something wrong with the way they're being managed. You got Saka on the wing, Jack Grealish. These are good players. Rice. I mean, there's so many of them. So I can't understand. They should win that tournament. If they don't do it this time, I can't see whenever England are going to win a tournament, really, because this is a better bunch than the golden generation with Beckham and that lot. Because I think they're better forwards, better players.
I was about to say that to you. Considering the golden generation when you had the Beckhams and all them, Shearer, Lineker, Gascoigne. Would you say it's better than them?
I mean, they've brought what Southgate has done is brought unity, and he's brought that through the ranks, hasn't he? From like, since the St George's when they've done the training and they're bringing up the youth through the England setup, and it's working a treat. It really is. But I think he's got to let the shackles off. He's got to let them play. There's so many games I watch you lads. You go, it's the England game, and I can see the messages. This is boring. Ugh, how boring is this game? I think it's ridiculous. Why is it boring when you got that front line? It shouldn't be, should it?
No,
no.
It should be electric,
No.
and it's so frustrating to see. And you got, like a Kyle Walker. I mean, come on. They should be blowing most teams away at the minute until you get to France and Spain and probably Germany. That's when it gets a bit trickier.
The thing for me is that we go slow when Harry Maguire's playing. We're always looking, whenever we go forward, we're always looking to turn around and play it back to Harry Maguire. I don't know why. I haven't got nothing against him. I just don't. When he plays, we go slow, and it's boring. It is absolutely boring. So, yeah, it's something to look forward to. I think the finals, if I'm looking at this correctly, is the 14th of June next year until the 14th of July. So let's hope we're in the final, or might even get Italy and England in the final again. You never know, do you?
Well,
Might all over again.
Miles,
you
we
never
need
know.
to score goals. Italy can't score goals. They haven't got a striker. They brought on that Shamaka in the last game. I'm thinking, God, he couldn't get a game at West Ham. They bombed him out. No, they're struggling. Well, what we can do, we could do a live show while we're watching the game. That'd be quite funny.
Yeah,
that would be funny. Yeah, definitely. Now, listen, this is in partnership tonight with this radio station.
Online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
Yes, we are on BC Radio, and if you want to get in touch with us, studio at bcradio.co.uk, or you can get in touch with the channel at Skybury Fans TV at gmail.com. So let's have a look at it. Oh, we've got a little comment company here. We live and die in these towns, England, France, or Germany to win it. That's a good one. I like that. Anne, good evening, Anne. How are you? Hope you're nice and warm on your barge. We can win this in Southgate, we trust. Love it. Great comment coming in here for you, Claudio. You're very good at this. Jason says you're very good at this.
All right, Joe, I'll buy him a pint next time I see him in the tavern.
Jason, he ain't gonna get through the front door to go to work tomorrow with comments like that.
He does a lot.
Robin's come on.
We probably should talk to Jason because his daughter plays for Solihull Moors.
Brilliant. We'll get him on. We'll get his daughter on.
Yeah, and talk about women's football because it'd be it'd be good actually.
Brilliant.
He does a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah,
He's a good
he
guy.
does. I know Jason well as well. Yeah, I've met him a few times, and he does a lot of work for charities and stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, brilliant.
Top man.
Well, we'll try and get them on. If you listen, Jason, get in touch with us with your daughter. We'll get you on to talk about Solihull Moors ladies football. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Robin Fletcher's coming. Good evening, Rob. Hope you're all right, mate. England France final. I will be in Tenerife. Oh, he's going to be in Tenerife. So there you go. Martin Cadden, Catty Cads. I don't know why he keeps coming up as his daughter's name, but he's gone. Portugal will be in the final. Well, it's in Germany and Portugal, isn't it? Is it? That's right, isn't it? Finals.
It's all in. Sorry, Miles, say again.
The finals is over there, isn't it?
Oh, it's all in Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Yeah.
Germany. Yeah, so Portugal, it could be in the final. Never know, do you? Never know. What we got here? Be good to see England win the Euros. It would, for a change, yes. We nearly did it, but Claudio's team beat us. So
I was in Wales at the time, Miles, on holiday, and I can tell you now, this stuff about supporting each other's countries, it doesn't exist at all. they really wanted Italy to win. The Welsh did. So I find it really funny when you listen to people saying, "Oh, we should support each other's countries." No, that's ridiculous. Scotland and Wales and the Irish do not want England to win anything. So I think the feeling's mutual. So yeah, I was wearing my Italian shirt all around Wales for that week, and I was getting handshakes and pats on the back, free drinks. It was great.
I'm surprised you're not wearing it tonight. You
got the
normally don't
flag.
take it off.
I'm wearing a black shirt as well. I know, no, shouldn't bring that up, should I?
What we got here? Wes says we can win it, but I'm not a Southgate fan at all. Oh, load of mixed comments tonight. Loads of mixed comments. What else we got coming in here? Let's have a little look. We've got We Live and Die in These Towns says on Friday night against Birmingham, we need to revert back to the same personal setup as the last two games prior to Ipswich game. If we do that, I'm confident we'll get the 3 points. I agree with that. I can't believe that we changed that formation against Ipswich. I just didn't see how it was going to work, to be honest. Stephen's come in, Stephen McGovern. Would you play Sims and Wright in the FA Cup match, even if we're getting hammered? I would make them play the full 90 minutes, more effort required. Would you do that, Claudio?
Yeah, I think I would actually. I mean, the only chance they're going to score goals is to play matches, and it ain't going to do them any good sat on the backsides on the bench or not at all. It was interesting. Tavares was having a kick about, wasn't he, during the week?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see that Roos to come in as well. I mean, he looks pretty good from what the reports been getting. I just think, I look at, Sunderland. We know what Mowbray's like with young players. He likes to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Times, just chuck them in, because I think you're going to get the crowd behind them and support them more. I think. I would put them in. We're not going to get relegated. I think people are worried that we're close to the bottom three. We won't get there are quite a few teams in that division worse than us. It's just that we get told about all the stats, and I keep saying it week in, week out. We're in the top 6 for chances created, apparently, and the bottom 6 for taking them, and that's the issue. And that's what we've got to get right, basically. So hopefully, the more games they play, the more minutes, they might get goals, and it's got a boost to the confidence. I can't believe we've paid that kind of money and not, we must have seen something, the backroom staff. It's a lot of money to shell out for these players. And I think that's the issue, regardless of what people think about giving them time. It's the price tag, and it does, because that's the bit they hit you with, don't you? They'll say, "Well, you're paying 7-8 million for them." If you paid $1 million, you kind of think, "Well, we only paid $1 million. What do you expect?" But we haven't. We've paid 9 times as much, so you expect a bit more.
Yeah,
we only paid $1 million for Victor.
Yeah, top dollar. It's not. And it's not working at the moment, is it? It's not just work. It's just not working. It's not happening. But I still believe it's going to come good. But I don't know when. But I don't care. We support our team. We go everywhere, and we support our team as much as we can. And I'll come on to that in just a sec, because we were out with Ipswich fans and they absolutely praised us. And I'll tell you why in just a sec, because there's a comment coming. But just want to get this one in there. We live and die in these towns again. Good evening. Scotland, Ireland, Wales don't want England to win anything because all 3 of them are poor.
Does he mean poor monetary wise, or poor as in like performance wise?
Performance wise. Mark Cunningham says, "Come on, England." Now this is why I want to bring this up, because this is a great one. When we sang Twist and Shout for like 20 minutes yesterday, it was great and it sounded like we were winning. Now, I will say the Ipswich fans loved it. When we were out last night, they loved it. They kept saying, "How on earth you can sing that for 20 minutes is beyond belief." And that's we just carried on singing it. And we had people in the stand next to us dancing bopping up and down on their seat, clapping while we were singing Twist and Shout yesterday. And that's how good our fans are. And that's what it's all about. It's just fantastic, just really good. And they've never seen anything like it. Even the Ipswich fans said that it was like as if we were winning the game. So, yeah, really good. Well done, Sky Blue Army, yesterday for that, because it was blooming cold. That's for sure. Were you there for Watford when we sang it for about 45 minutes, Claudio?
The cup game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the cup match. We lost 3-0, Yeah, excellent.
And we sang it for about...
It's great. It's great. And this is, I mean, he does praise the fans. I mean, I've been to Ipswich when we lost 3-1 way back. Jason Tazal scored on his debut, I think it was 17. And there's probably 200 of us. That was it. Because our away following used to be terrible back in the day. I mean, and in fairness, nobody cared back in the day either how many went to away games. It wasn't, and that's when you could pound the gate. I mean, now it's brilliant. I know it's hard for people to get tickets, but the support is excellent. I mean, I let my lad use my ticket because I've got way more points than he has. I couldn't go, so obviously he went. And I know there's quite a few people doing that, giving other people the opportunity to go to away games because they haven't got enough points. But it's the support away from home is incredible. The problem is when we play at home now, I think it gets diluted. Even though they've got a bigger crowd, it gets diluted a bit because you got an away day at Ipswich and say the Millwall game, you start at 8 a.m. Everyone's a bit jolly. They've all had a few drinks, and it's like a party atmosphere, isn't it? And you sing your head off. Yeah, you're playing at home. Yeah. It's a nightmare getting into the ground. It's not the same. You're not drinking from 8 a.m. Like we're playing on Friday. I'll leave work at 4:30, get home. It's a mad dash to get to the ground. I'm not thinking of going to the pub and having 2 or 3 pints. I just want to get in the ground, and that's the difference. If it's a Saturday, you could get there for 12, couldn't you? And have 2 or 3 hours in the boozer before you go in the ground and get a bit jolly. But when it's away from home, it's just a different away day. Is different, isn't it? Totally different. Yeah, different atmosphere. Yeah. And you haven't got so many of the moaners there, have you? As well, that's the difference as well. No. You rarely get boos away from home, do you? Regardless of the score.
No, definitely not. And people stayed behind after the game to clap the players yesterday, which was lovely. There was a few people went early because they were freezing, but the majority of everyone stood there clapping them as they went off the pitch. So it just shows you. And like this week, this Tuesday, get down the tavern. If you have not tavern, got that one wrong. Down to the brewery, Dylan's Brewery. We've got the players meet this week. If you haven't got your tickets, get over to their Twitter page, and you can get their. You can still get tickets. So if you get on there, get over to the Twitter page, get your tickets for Tuesday night down at the brewery. 2 players will be down there, and we'll be interviewing them and hopefully getting some good insight in what's going on at the club. You just put a comment up there. What was it? We live and die in these towns. Be nice to see Roos, Fabio, Tavares, Abiku, and Palmer all come on for the FA Cup game. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
It would definitely. I like Tavares. He looked lively, didn't he? He got injured in the cup, didn't he? He was against Wrexham. He got injured in the third round. That'll be a year. I mean, that's mad, isn't it? And we think of the injury that Callum had. Fabio's been out longer.
It's his Achilles, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's quite a bad injury that was.
But, they are bad. They're very bad. Catty Cad's come and said England should have won the Euros as Saka was being pulled back by the Italian captain when he was clean through.
He was on the halfway line and Cellini got tangled up with his shirt. It was, one of them things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was trying to get his shirt off his back, before. Tonight's show is in... Go on.
I said Saka should have been quicker.
It should have been. So tonight's show is in conjunction with BC Radio.
Online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
Yep, so you can get in touch with us, studio@bcradio.co.uk. Or if you want to get in touch with Sky Blue Fans TV, it's skybluefanstv@gmail.com. So you can send us a message if you want to come on the show anytime. If you want to come on the show, please do. You can come on whenever you want, and you can, just have a great time with us, and we'll chat the night away. Now we are coming towards the end of the show, and what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. Claudio, when's your breakfast show?
It's every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and then I can get off to the game after that. So, like Miles says, you'll find us on TuneIn. If you look for BC Radio, Soundgarden's another good app. That takes you directly there. You can find us there and listen to the shows. Send in messages. I mean, if you know me, you can message me personally, and I'll give you a shout out on the station and requests and whatever. If you let me know in advance. And what about you, Miles? When are you on?
So I will be on Friday night 7 till 10 with dance anthems, dance classics, whatever. So if you want to get in touch with me, I can get some tracks on for you, can get some birthday messages out there, or if you've got an event going on over the weekends, just get in touch with me. I can give it a big shout out and hopefully draw some people to come to your events. And on Saturday nights 8 till 10, same again, dance classics, dance anthems. And I'm going to search this week for a few sneaky little ones that you probably haven't heard for a long, long time. So there you go. And then we've got Ken Stewart. What night's your show, Ken?
Friday night, Ken's Disco Divas, all the Motown classics, 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now, well, a little bit of 90s, but mostly 70s and 80s songs. But we will be doing a few requests as well, so you can get your requests in. Anybody likes that sort of era music, they can request us obviously into the studio at bcradio.com. So, anything like that. And we'll have a little competition as well. We have what we call a bits and pieces competition we're going to have, where they're playing little snips of music, 10 song titles, 10 artists to guess, and there will be a prize to win as well. So you can get your thinking caps on for the music lovers out there.
And that's reminded me, actually. I'll be playing. Our competition on the breakfast show will be What Am I Holding?
Oh, really? Okay. How are you going to explain that?
Yeah, you got to try and guess. Yeah, what I'm holding in my hand, basically.
Right, okay. So you're going to have some strange. You're going to have some strange noises then.
Yes, I might make a noise. I could give some cryptic clues, but you have to guess what I'm holding in my hand.
That'd be interesting.
I love it.
Wow.
And Joyner's just coming here. She says, "Any Led Zeppelin, Miles?" No, and I'm doing dance anthems and classics. So you'd have to ask Claudio, or Ken might be able to play some Led Zeppelin, or Claudio, because I know Claudio
might be able to squeeze Led Zeppelin in one in somewhere. Yeah. I presume so. Yeah.
Well, I'm doing another show. I'm doing another show on my own where it will be classic albums and classic tracks of a certain year. So I'll be choosing an album and playing all the tracks on it, and also songs from that same year. So that'd be good. And we're also going to have local bands on and local artists. So if you know anyone who's an up and coming local artist who wants to come and be interviewed and wants to get the studio set up, actually play live, that'd be quite good as well.
Yeah, I think the music scene locally in and around Coventry and Warwickshire is tremendous. So there's a lot of talent out there that perhaps don't get a chance to perform in local venues and stuff like that, and basically want to put themselves out there, and they can contact us and we'll get them to come on, and we can showcase their music if you like.
And when we do our show, actual radio show, we will be playing bands from Coventry, Warwickshire, Birmingham, Midlands, West Midlands, basically. So promoting our region, because unfortunately, it seems that our region, in terms of radio and media, is getting swallowed up by the whole of the Midlands, which is a shame. So it's almost like you're losing your identity.
Let's keep it local. Yeah, let's keep it local. Yeah.
But now we're there, BC Radio, Borsal Common Radio. You can tune in. It's all going to be local, but we do broadcast around the world. We've got very exciting announcement coming for Christmas Eve. You're going to love it. And also, we will be having our show once a week, the 3 Up Front, and that's the 3 of us. And Vicky will be joining us as well at sometimes, and we're just going to have a good laugh. And if you want to come on the show, on the 3 Up Front or any of our shows, as the guys have just said, get in touch with us, studio@bcradio.co.uk. In the subject line, put whoever you want to talk to, my name, Claudio's name, or Ken. Or if you want to join the 3 Up Front for a night, come and have a chat. 3 Up Front in the subject line. So that's where you'll be able to get us. So yeah, we've come to the end of the show, guys. Got to wrap it up. But it's been great. And our next show for Sky Blue Fans TV is Thursday night. Back to Thursday night, and we've got a Birmingham fan. Is that right, Claudio?
Yes, one of the presenters from BC Radio. His wife is a Blue season ticket holder for 30 years, I think. And I asked him if he wanted to come on. He says, "No, get my wife on. She knows everything about Birmingham City, so she's coming on. So that should be good.
Be interesting.
Excellent stuff. So listen, everyone, we're back to normal Thursday, our regular show. We're off to a pantomime tomorrow. Can't wait. It's going to be great. So if you haven't got tickets and you want to go this week, I will give it one more plug because there are still some available. It is for Fridays. It's on all this week. Cinderballer. Get over to Friday's Twitter page. Get your tickets booked. £1 for kids. It's about £3.50 for adults. And it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I've seen Trish today putting some pictures and videos up of what they've done. They've got Santa's grotto and everything. It looks really Christmassy. So we'll be there tomorrow night. Tuesday night, guys, we're going to be at Dillon's for interviewing the players, which is going to be another great night. I've got my Christmas party Wednesday night, and we've got a live show Thursday.
You've got a busy week, Miles, haven't you? And then you got the Birmingham game on Friday.
Yeah, and then I'm out for a meal on Saturday.
The diary is packed. The diary is packed.
It is packed. But listen, guys, thanks a lot for coming on. It's been a great pleasure again, as we always do. We all have a good chat. It's been brilliant. But we have got to leave it there. Our time has come to the end, but there'll be some great music coming up on the channel as well this evening. So keep listening, and we will be back Thursday night, and we'll have our shows as well over the weekend on BC Radio. Thanks for watching. And you've been listening to
online, on your smart speaker, and around the world. This is BC Radio.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.